to take a test or give a speech. You're nervous. Butterflies fill your stomach. You become lightheaded. Your heart pounds out of your chest. Your respirations increase. Suddenly, you forget everything that you have studied. You've completely blanked. This is your body on fight or flight. I became interested in the subject of fight or flight because I suffer from these symptoms. After watching a season of National Geographic's Brain Games, I soon realized just how much our brain and our perceptions affect brain responses. After reading your audience analysis, I realized that some of you do suffer from some stress as well. It is my hope today that you will be able to arm yourself whenever you face adversity. Today, we're going to talk about how physiological changes occur in your body when you experience fight or flight, causing you to forget information. We're going to list options that will help you remember the forgotten information. And we're also going to talk about techniques to help promote new positive responses instead of those negative ones that make us crumble. First, let's talk about what happens during fight or flight. Certain parts of our brain shut down during fight or flight. Dr. Chess Stenson, a neurologist at Caltech and a researcher for Brain Games, explains that our amygdala, which is our emotional control center and our conductor of fight or flight, floods our system with cortisol and adrenaline. Our body, not being able to understand the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat, jumps into action. What happens is we experience lightheadedness, shaky voice, trembling, and a pounding heart. And sometimes we even forget information. The realities of modern life trigger stress responses. They can affect our mood, our health, and our memory. From traffic to construction, from sirens to ringing gadgets, we always have noise flooding our amygdala. Chronic release of this, of cortisol and adrenaline, can actually impair our cells that are responsible for learning, thus decreasing our short-term memory. But we have the power to retrain our brains. Dr. Srinivasan S. Pillai, assistant professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School, explains that our brain has two operating systems, that both of them cannot be in control at the same time. When our fight or flight is engaged, our rest and digest system shuts down. And this is the home of our logic center. By engaging our frontal cortex, we engage our rest and digest system. Dr. Pillai suggests that we engage it by doing logical exercises, such as reviewing the multiplication table. Another form that we can do is visualization. If we visualize a positive outcome, we will attain a positive outcome. In other words, your brain perceives it. If you win the race, or if you perceive that you win the race, it sends the same chemical messages. Now that we understand what happens during fight or flight, we can create new positive responses. Two ways to achieve this is through meditation and laughter. Meditation actually stabilizes our amygdala. Meditation increases oxytocin, and oxytocin decreases amygdala activation. We also can incorporate humor. Richard Restak, author of Laughter in the Brain, an academic journal, suggests that humor reduces cortisol, and cortisol is what is released during fight or flight. Humor also increases our immunity, endocrine, and cardiovascular system. And he also states that if we are able to laugh during a stressful event, then we put more psychological distance between us and the stress. fight or flight system was designed to protect us like a suit of armor. But in this non-stop, noise-polluted world, a non-stop noise-polluted world can throw our defenses into chaos. So the next time you feel the pressure of test anxiety, the fear of public speaking, or the modern sounds of the world send your amygdala whirling, remember that we have the power to fight back against fight or flight.